because I am a thirsty hoe, okay? Hello, hi, my name is Tiana, and I just finished Everblaze, the third book in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series, and dare I say the best book so far. With the first two books, it's world building. You have to establish your characters, you need to establish everything, the rules and whatnot of a world that we're not used to. In this book, since everything is established, we're like, okay, let's go straight into the fire, guns blazing, what's good, what's popping, and that's what we got. Oh my goodness. Pick this series up. I need someone to talk to about this. I know one of you are reading the book or the series along with me, and I appreciate it, but can we talk about it together? Like, I want this to feel like you're talking to me and we can have a discussion in the comments, or just like on the same points. I don't know, just I want to create a community here, and that's what I'm trying to do by talking about books. And let's get into this. Where do I begin? I don't know. It was just so much is happening, and I keep saying this, so much is happening but so little is happening. No, so much is happening and so much is being told. So in book 2, we have healed Sophie, and Sophie is now able to fulfill her purpose that the Black Swan has given her, to heal minds. And the council is in debate, should this be legal? Should we allow her talent to be used to heal minds when we order these mind breaks to get information, when Sophie can just get in and get out and call it a freaking day? So the council decides to heal Fenton's mind. And in the process of this, just Eternalia is burnt to smithereens. And right now, I've been consuming a lot of rebellion and revolutionary type of content recently in books and TV shows, and I'm just like, wow, this can be interpreted a lot of different ways, and also it applies to what's happening now in America. So yeah, it was a good read for me to like apply things to my personal life. And with this rise of distrust in government, the council wants to divert their attention on something else other than themselves. Because let's be honest, the council is in charge of what's happening in their world. And of course, they're going to see some scrutiny when a 13-year-old child isn't abiding by their laws, which Sophie, I love it when a character acts out of pocket, because I'm like, yes, you're being reckless and dumb, but you're also getting stuff done. You're not sitting there minding your damn business. No, you're here to GTFO and quit your bitching and get her done. Like, I am here for it, because we've been sitting too quietly and too complicitly without like breaking a few legs. I need her to be reckless, and she was reckless. When she went into the ogre's mind, which in this world there are laws to like how you go into someone's mind, you need consent. You should always ask for consent, but Sophie didn't ask for consent in the mind. And on an ogre, the elves and the ogres have a treaty, and what Sophie did was against that treaty. So I was like, are we going to war? I was panicking. I did this via audiobook, so I was at my friend's house just chilling. I'm sitting in the bed like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Girl, oh my goodness, I couldn't handle myself. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was hanging on the edge of my seat because I was like, girl, no, you didn't. And my thing is, you would think common sense, but again, I love it when characters act recklessly and think about themselves before everyone else. I appreciate it, because I'm like, I don't want to feel like I know you. I want to feel like I need to wring your neck, because I want to be mad at you, and then you simmer down or you boil back up, but then we get stuff done, we get things accomplished. I like that. Elaine, oh my goodness, I love her so much. Like, at first I was like, girl, take a beat. I needed Adeline to take a beat, because she was just putting energy into having a family, but she wasn't giving energy to herself yet. And I was like, Adeline, we can't love somebody else until we love ourselves and forgive ourselves over something that you had no control over. And she does, and she's so much stronger now. Book 2, she was getting there, but now book 3, we're like, oh no, Adeline's strong. She's using her powers, this, that, and the third, and Grady's using his powers again. Adeline and Grady were very reserved in the sense that your child died. You don't feel like doing anything anymore, and that's very much where they were going. They just on the farm, or on the sanctuary, and just protecting the animals. But then Grady's now an emissary. Grady's not using his powers, and his power is so rare that even the Black Swan wants him, because you need someone with that much power backing you up, and also need a man inside. Know thy enemy. You feel me? Bianna manifested her ability, and guess what? Like mother, like daughter. You feel me? She's a vanisher, and we're finally seeing this group get together. In book 1 and book 2, Dex, Keith, Fitz, and Bianna, they were all in situations with Sophie. They weren't a part of Sophie's operation, I guess you could say. But now at the end of this book, we're like, no, we're a team. And even Dex, after Dex almost killed Sophie, Dex is like, okay, I respect and I value Keith and Bianna and Fitz. So it's just like, wow, it takes a near-death experience for you to respect somebody? Okay, I guess. And Sophie wants to keep a distance from her friends because she doesn't want them risking their lives simply just for her. But I don't think it's that simple. I think, yes, for her to be her friend, or friendship, yes, but I also think, no, this is our world we live in, and our world is under attack. We need to help at all costs. And I think that's what really is the leading force with all of them helping Sophie, because, hey, yo, our parents are in high society, and they'll be the ones that have to deal with all this nonsense. If we can help them in any type of capacity, yes, I'm going to help them. And that's what I think Sophie needs to realize. And I think she does some abysmal amount, but we're getting there. I'm like I'm 50 pages into book 4 right now, and they're working as a team. Slowly but surely, it's getting there. And in this book, we're feeling out how this team is going to work, and it works pretty good for the most part. Beyond being a vanisher, she can, vanish in and out and get the information and give it to Sophie so she can interpret it. We finally get to explore a little bit of Jolie. So Jolie is the daughter of Adeline and Grady, who had passed away about some 16 years ago. Jolie was in her 8th year during the elite levels at Firefox. With them, like Mulan, they have matchmaking, but the matchmaking, you get a list of I think out of 100 possibilities, and you pick your top 10, I guess. I think it wasn't really that well explained to me, or I don't have a good grasp on it. And her fiance Brant was never on that list. So every month she would go to the matchmaker and she would try and find a new anomaly, which she wanted to be Brant, and it was never him. And we learn why. Brant, this is all I have to say to you. You made your late fiance's parents wipe the drool off your mouth, give you a home, give you food and I'm getting heated. Reel it in, Tiana. Brant, you disgusting, deplorable elf. Oh my goodness. Wasn't necessary. He's a pyrokinetic, which pyrokinetics are to be monitored at all costs. Pyrokinetics are the equivalent of, I guess you could say, the protection program, where you need to hold an identity, you can't say where you are, can't even mention your old life. And that's what it basically is. And since his power was ranked talentless, because in this society, everything is ranked on your power, not your wealth. So the strength of your power means how far you will be in the nobility. If you are talentless, and if you have a low-ranking talent, you are here. And Sophie's like, this is gross. I lived in the Forbidden City. I lived in America, and in San Francisco or San Diego of all places, which has the highest homelessness rate in America. I think she understands seeing that and being like, this is gross. You have a society where you give everyone $500 million, but based on my talent, it's how I move up in the world. No, my ability should not tell me or should not define who I am. It's who I am as a person should define my work ethic, and how far I can get up on the social ladder. So Brant is a pyrokinetic, and he was forced to suppress his power and knowledge of his power, and that meant that he wouldn't rank on Jolie's list. And Jolie wasn't deep in the Black Swan. I assume this, because in book 2, like I said, when Shannon Messenger writes things, we assume it as gold. And then that's it, because you don't just have her in Prentice's mind. That was the big Easter egg that we're now exploring in book 3 and possibly book 4. And also, Sophie's like, who are my real parents? She thought it was Jolie. I low-key think Sophie might be a clone of Jolie. I don't know why I think she's a clone of Jolie, because everyone's saying you look so much like Jolie. And we've confirmed that Jolie's not Sophie's mom, so she would have to be a clone of Jolie. That's what I honestly think. There's really no way to spin it. And we finally see Adeline open up about talking about Jolie, which was really hard for her. In the beginning, she couldn't even look at Sophie because she was just like, you look so much like my daughter. I don't know how to handle this. But she's like, no, let's talk about it. She even cleaned up her office, and I was like, yes, I'm so proud of you. Sander spilled the beans on that one and told the council about Dex being a technopath. Dex, as I said again, like, your place in society is based on your talent. Dex's background, at least, his parents were a bad match. So essentially, one of their parents didn't have a talent. I think it was his dad, and his mom had a talent. And when they married, they were considered a bad match. And in our society, older the woman is, there are likely to be problems with the child. That's how they view children of a bad match. And Dex is a technopath. And when the council finds out, they're like, oh, we need you. And Dex is like, I'm important? I matter? And I'm like, you've always mattered, Dex. You put that strain on yourself. Get into it. But yes, Dex is finally being acknowledged for his power. That was not used for good, because as I said earlier, he almost killed Sophie because the council wanted to restrict her power after she went into the ogre's mind, and it almost caused a whole war. Not a half a war, a whole war that would have led to like thousands of people dying. Since Dex is good with technology, my assumption is he's going to be the hero of the day, because the ogres have such a good grasp on technology, and their whole society and their whole way of life is around their way of innovation. Dex is an innovator himself. What is he going to innovate in book 6 or 7? You feel me? That's going to get the ogres, you know. So I'm just like, hey, yo, Dex, when you get over your crush of Sophie, and when you like finally grow a pair, come see me and we can build a plan together and get the ogres out of our lives. As I said earlier, Sophie's being reckless, and I like it. And we need her to feel the gravity of the situation. And in that moment, or in those moments after she, you know, BTA FSU, she's like, oh wait, I almost caused a whole war. Sander could have died. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, cause you're dumb. But I like it though. I need her to like have these reckless moments so she can be calculated and be a badass in later books. Book 4, I see you. I'm gonna read you soon. And book 8 comes out. Book 8 comes out in a month. Dex, I don't know about this. I don't know about you, but jealousy is a disease. Seek help. The new council member of the council, obviously, is Dame Melina. And Dame Melina, I felt like, was a weird insertion into this, because I honestly feel like, I don't know, something is off about her. She seems way too involved in politics, and maybe it was those moments that she was saying, hey, speak good about her council, that she inserted herself so she could proposition herself for the council. But she's just shades to me. So guilty until proven innocent at this point, because it's not a good look, sis, okay? I don't know what you're doing, but it looks sus. And also, she just has too much access to those children, like Sophie, Dex, Keith, and Fitz, and Bianna, that are, you know, working to stop the Never Seen. We all know I don't like Bronte, but Bronte, he redeemed himself. Well, he redeemed himself. But Bronte in this scene was not so redeemable, didn't have redeemable qualities. So with inflicting, you put darkness onto the other person. And I keep saying I believe that with inflicting, I have this theory with inflicting, that since you have to output darkness, that the darkness infestors in you, and it also like feeds on your personality and makes you a dick, okay? Because Bronte has just been a pain in the ass for the past 3 books. Sir Terrigan has Sophie and Fitz do this exercise because they're now in telepathy classes together. And they have this bonding moment where they're sitting back to back, I think, and they're just reading each other's minds, or they're projecting into each other's minds, and they're bonding together. And mind you, Fitz was a class grade A dick in book 2. So I was just like, okay, honey, okay. Before in book 2, he could project into Sophie's mind when she was broken, but now she's fixed. We don't know why her mind's impenetrable, but we do learn that those can project into her mind when she trusts them. And finally, they reestablish their trust within each other, and they tell each other their deepest, darkest secrets. But Sophie isn't used to having people poke around in her mind, so she's just like, hey, I trust you, but also don't betray my trust. You feel me? Because it's a rocky road to recovery after being a dick to me in book 2. So now we are at the end of this book, and we're going into book 4. The group decides to join the Black Swan. It's just so much, and I like it. I like this unease of like what's happening next, because we needed that foundation of book 1 and book 2 to get to book 3, and now we're in book 4, and I'm like, okay. So the Dr. Forkel has invited the group to work with them and go on deep undercover for the Black Swan so they can get the Never Seen, which is the real bad guys, the kidnappers, the bad guys, the ones that are trying to like capture Sophie and like end the elves. And we know that the dwarves are working with them. We don't know what the orcs are doing, so we're just like, okay, what's happening there? I see you, Shannon. We don't add things unless it's necessary. Keith's parents treat him like shiitake mushrooms. We find out that his mom is part of the Never Seen. And Keith's family is very much like, you earn your place in this family. You didn't earn it by being born. You need to prove that you are a sensient from day 1. It's confusing right now. Everything's all up in the air. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in book 4, because obviously we're going to see more of her, and it's just, I like the way she added Keith's parents, or at least his mom, into this plot of like the bad guy side, because we need a polarizing viewpoint in this group of heroes, I guess you could say, because you still want to save your mom, you still love your mom, but also she almost killed one of your, like, all of your best friends, and also she, you know, caused a council member to die. Obviously, I cannot talk about everything in this book. It was so good. I'm so glad I have self-restraint to like keep pushing on, because yes, I did love book 1 and book 2. Book 3, I'm giving it 4.5 stars. It was that good. I love drama. I like it messy. And here we are. Book 4. Hi, honey. I see you. You're cute. Be on the lookout for a video on a romance novel. Also, be on the lookout for my Lucifer season 5 discussion. Bye.